let's go over the concepts now of the creation of vNet peering. Now, with vNets, you got to remember that the subnets that are on a vNet, those subnets can talk to each other because they have what is known as system routing enabled automatically. All right, so subnets that are within the same vNet can talk to each other, but subnets on different vNets cannot talk to each other by default. Now, with vNet peering, you can do that. Now, I will warn you, creating virtual networks is completely free, but peerings do cost money. It's not a lot of money a month, a couple bucks I think, but you can always check the Azure calculator to verify this. But yes, peerings do cost money. vNets do not cost money, subnets do not cost money, but once you start setting up peering, that's when it does start costing you a little bit of money a month. So just a kind of a forewarning on that. Let's go through now and let's set up peering. All right. So here we are on portal.azure.com. We're going to click the menu button. We're going to go to resource groups, and we're going to go down here to vNet demo RG, which is my resource group that contains my vNets that I've been playing around with here. I have 5, but I'm actually going to get rid of vNet 5. I created vNet 5 with PowerShell. I'm going to get rid of that. I don't want that one. I'm going to use vNet 1 is going to be kind of my hub, and then my 3-spoke vNets will be vNet 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we'll just kind of leave it at that. All right, so we'll get rid of 5. It does take a moment for 5 to disappear. But we're going to click on vNet 1. All right, and from there, we are going to look at this blade called Peerings. So we'll go to the Peerings blade here, and we're going to click Add. Now, let me warn you, this is yet another screen that it seems like Microsoft changes every week, okay? It does not matter how frequently I update my videos, they're constantly changing this screen. So, just a forewarning, it may look a little bit different on your screen. You got to get used to the fact that Azure is constantly changing, okay? It is what it is, unfortunately. Okay, so I'm going to give this peering a name. I'm going to call it vNet 1-2 vNet 2. This is just kind of a traditional way people will name their vNets, as that's been their peerings. That's been my experience, at least. So this is vNet 1 to vNet 2. You can't have spaces, but you can have dashes. So then it says traffic to remote virtual network. You're going to allow traffic to the remote network. That's from vNet 1 to go to vNet 2. Select this option to allow communication between the two virtual networks. This allows the remote virtual network address space to be included as part of the virtual network tag. All right, so it's going to allow traffic from vNet 1 to go to vNet 2. You could block that, but we're going to allow it. Now, then you got traffic forwarded from a remote virtual network. Allow. So, in other words, what if another virtual network forwarded traffic to vNet 1 and wanted it to go to vNet 2? Okay? That's what that is saying. If you're going to allow traffic to flow from another VNet into VNet 1 to get to VNet 2, you're going to allow this. If you want, you could block it, but we're going to allow it. So we'll allow other traffic to go through VNet 1 to get to VNet 2, which makes perfect sense. If VNet 1 is going to be like our hub VNet, we would want that. All right, and then below, you have virtual network gateway or route server. Now, some of this isn't going to make sense yet because I haven't gone over the concepts of gateways and all that, but this is going to be if you're going to be routing to like on-premise networks and all that, which I'm not getting into right now. So I'm just going to leave that set to none. All right. And then you have remote virtual network. Okay, so then remember, when you set peering up, you're setting up two peerings. You're setting up one to get there and one for traffic to come back. So I'm going to call this one VNet 2 to VNet 1. All right. The traditional way to do this is through Resource Manager. There is the old way to do it, the classic way, but now we use something called Azure Resource Manager for everything. But classic is still around, and they've left that around because there were some automated tools that like to use it. But we're using Resource Manager. Another option is to do this thing called a Resource ID, which you can, if for some reason you were an admin that didn't have the rights to see the different VNets, but you were given at least what's called the resource ID of each VNet, you could do it that way. That's just a permissions thing. And then from here, we'd specify, all right, that we are pointing to VNet 2. All right. So this is VNet 1 up here. This is VNet 2 down here. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to allow traffic. allow traffic to. So this is going to flow from vNet 1 or vNet 2 to vNet 1. Okay, and I'm going to allow that. If I wanted to block it, I could. Same thing for forwarding. If traffic was forwarded through vNet 2 to get to vNet 1, then you would be allowing that. Okay, if you wanted to block it, you could. And again, I'm not doing anything with gateways down here. I don't even have any gateways set up, so you'll see there's things grayed out. All right, but understand we'll talk about gateways later. All right, so we'll click Add, and we're going to go ahead and add the peering. It doesn't take very long, as you can see, to create a peering, although the status does say it's still updating. All right, so notice we are on vNet 1, and we have a peering from vNet 1 to vNet 2. Now let's go over here. We'll click on our resource group. We're going to click on vNet 2 now and click peering. Here it is. And notice there we go. We got a peering for vNet 2. So again, you created 2 peerings when you did that. All right. Let's go ahead and let's go back over here to vNet 1, and we're going to create a couple more now. All right. So we'll go down here to peerings. We're going to add, we'll go through this quickly because we already know what all this means. So we'll say vNet 1 to vNet 3. All right, allow. This is going to be vNet 3 to vNet 1. Okay, going to allow, click add, and we've now created, oh, we got to select our virtual network. That's kind of important, isn't it? So we'll do vNet 3. There we go. Add. And we've now added our peerings for, oh, and I noticed that I didn't put a 1 there. That's okay. You know, I could delete it and recreate it if I wanted to, but I'm just going to leave it the way it is. All right, and then let's do another one. This is going to be vNet 1 to vNet 4. All right, allow, and then we'll do vNet 4 -to vNet 1. All right. And allow, we'll select vNet 4 for this one and click add, and we've now set up our peerings. All right, so we officially have our different peerings set up between the different vNets, and we can go and verify those on the other side as well. Like if I click on vNet 3 and I click peering, I can see, oh, hadn't shown up. There we go, just had to refresh it. vNet 3 to vNet 1 has shown up. All right, so the peering going back from 3 to 1 is there. Okay, let's go back over here and click on vNet 4 and go to peering, and we can refresh, and we can see the vNet 4 to vNet 1 is also there. So all that is officially set up. Okay, and I did have to refresh, but my vNet 5 that I deleted earlier is officially gone. So vNet 1 now officially is our hub vNet, and these guys are spokes. So they cannot talk directly to each other, but they can go through vNet 1 to talk to each other if they want. And that's basically the way we wanted it set up. All right. All right, so that hopefully helps you now understand the creation of peerings. Hey, this is John Christopher. I hope you enjoyed that video, and I want you to know that I'm trying really hard to grow this channel, so I hope you'll give me a like and a subscribe. Also, if you'll check the description in this video, I've got a link for you that can show you how you can get access to all my different courses. I have lots of different Microsoft certification courses that'll help you pass your exam. All right, thanks a lot for watching the video, and I hope to see you again.